Today I'm gonna clarify some things that I think are very, very crucial when people try to interpret the things I talk about on this channel. Welcome to the Solemn YuGiOh channel, where we discuss everything collecting and investing in YuGiOh. Sometimes I will say card X isn't worth it. Whether it's the 10,000 Dragon, or the Ghost Rare Ra, or the Maximum Gold Dark Magician, something like that. And it will get people very, very angry. Now when I say that, it's not about vendors. It is not about shops. It is not about flippers. It is not about the people who have registered their LLC, have their agreements with distributors, getting their cases in, doing pre-orders, breaking them, and essentially are attempting to run a card business. Those people, I believe, can make money. Now, some will fail, as in every form of business, and others will do well. I believe in that plenty. As long as YuGiOh lives, which I think will be very, 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 very long, stores will be required to give cards to players. No problem with that. And again, the people selling their Ras on pre-order for $800, they made money, clearly. When I say those things, however, I do not have those in mind, because they don't even need to listen to that advice. Clearly, they're already selling these cards for profit. What we are talking about is little Timmy with his 2 binders and a sealed Phantom Rage box calling himself an investor. And that is not meant in a bad way. You know, there's plenty of information out there that would make you think that that is a viable strategy. And sometimes it may be. When I say these things, I do not mean this card can't go up, or this card will go down from here, or there's no potential for appreciation. Obviously, some of these cards will likely go up. I am well aware that some of these cards can end up doing pretty well. But this channel is about collecting and finance. So when you are putting money into a YuGiOh playing card, a cardboard rectangle, telling me it's purely for financial appreciation, you better have a damn good reason, a damn good argument to show me this is a real wow investment. It doesn't have to just go up. It needs to justify all the other BS that you are exposing yourself to. Do you know what goes into buying and selling cards? Because obviously you click on buy the card, you pay the seller or the store or whatever platform you go through, you pay shipping, which some people don't even factor into their stuff, and that's it, right? That's where it ends. You bought the card, and from now on you can just scroll over TCG Player and watch it go up, and therefore you are getting richer. However, someday you will have to sell, and then you need to deal with all the BS that comes with that. First of all, you need to get feedback, because if you sell cards to people but your TCG Player store has no feedback, or your eBay account has no feedback, then you're screwed. People are not going to trust you as easily. Maybe you need to start undercutting. Maybe you need to sell some other cards first, or you need to go to Facebook, hope that everything goes all right there. Then you need to start paying the fees of eBay and TCG Player, or of PayPal. Now obviously you could also say, oh yeah, but I just do PayPal, friends and family, and then I don't pay fees. Yeah, okay, try and do that at scale. Good fucking luck. You risk the mail losing the card. You risk the buyer trying to fuck you over. All of these sales channels and PayPal and Stripe and everything will almost always side with the buyer. You have the risk of the card being stolen, your house being flooded, your house being on fire, the card warping, something else going wrong. Who even knows what else can go wrong? You need to store cards, sort cards, putting them in envelopes, finding a buyer, which can be very hard as well. Sometimes a card just sits on eBay for a long time unless you go way under market. Are you gonna find a buyer who is willing to pay that appreciated price? You are tying up money that does not pay any dividends whatsoever. Not like a stock, dividend paying stock then, or a bond, or real estate, all of these assets that do. Now again, maybe your country taxes dividends differently. For me, Belgium, dividends would be taxed, so all of my funds are accumulating, but still, in general, I'm trying to paint a picture that cardboard is very, very different from these other, way more established assets. So you're tying up that money, you're getting no dividends, you're paying all of these costs to just sell it, and you are spending a truckload of time on it to buy and sell. Like, all of this stuff is a lot of time and money just to get it sold. And you're taking on all these other risks that legitimate established financial assets don't incur. When keeping that in mind, you really need to ask yourself, is all of that worth the appreciation the asset has. When keeping all those costs in mind and the value of your time, is the appreciation of this card beating stock? And when I say stock, I mean a broadly diversified index fund. Something real easy. A click of a button and you know over the long term, probably the global market will have gone up. So does your card beat that? And now you may say, oh, but my card went up 50% and the market only went up 7 or 8. So yes, it did beat stock. But again, have you factored in all the other shit? If you bought your maximum gold blue eyes at 27 and next year it's 38 or whatever price, sure that went up, but how much time did you spend trying to sell that shit? Again, we're not talking about stores, not about this massive scale. We're talking about little Timmy calling himself an investor on smaller scale. Once you factor in all of that time that you spent, are you still actually beating stock? Very, very, very likely not. And again, you may be pointing to one card that went up 50% and is therefore a good investment, but did all of your other cards do that as well? Because one card beating stock while all your other cards didn't, you're still losing. You can point to the one winner and then pretend that the 49 others don't exist, but that still means you're down. You need these cards to consistently be winners, or at least on average be winners, and then so beyond what stock or another asset could give you that it's worth all that time and money and risk. Like, you don't just need performance, you need risk-adjusted performance. That is really the question I deal with when I look at some of these cards. Now, if you just care about them and want to buy them, cool. I am not judging at all. I love Maximum Gold Blue Eyes. I think it's a gorgeous card. I want 3. I want to put them in my decks. And if they went up a little, cool, enjoyable, fun, it's a game. If they ever release Ghost Rare Obelisk and Ghost Rare Slifer, I would love to have 3 screw down cases with the raw Obelisk Slifer to look at and go, wow, really pretty cool cards. It's really nice that Konami did this. But that is my player, collector, more childlike person going, wow, that's really fun. However, that needs to be split off at some point towards the financial side who goes, well, if you then try to sell these fucking cards and incur all the risk and you get rid of all the fees and all the time you spend, blah, 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 all of that extra stuff, was this an investment or was this me enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh cards? That is what I'm talking about when we're talking about the financial side of things. That is when I say, wow, this card is not investable, even though it may have gone up, even though it will go up. Do I believe that given the time spent and the risk taken and the money spent to sell this card, that this was a financially driven purchase? No, I just wanted really cool cards. And I just fear that many people are currently hoarding cards that they just like and in their mind are trying to justify them as financially driven. They are buying these cards that they just want to play with, that they want to put in a binder maybe, that they want to enjoy, and then go, oh, but no, I can overspend on this. No worries, it's an investment. And all of that without ever thinking about the day they actually want to sell. The day where they go, wow, I have all these investments in front of me, now I want my profit. And then they realize the amount of time that they're gonna have to spend and the amount of fees, if, again, all of these risks didn't occur, which they could, will they then have beaten actual assets? I don't know. I find that questionable. Now, you can say, oh, but then you can go sell to a vendor all at once, easy peasy. That's true. If you are willing to get paid 50% of the actual value of your cards, you can have a very, very simple transaction that's way less risky and so forth, but you are gonna minus 50%. Will your cards have appreciated enough to a point where even if you minus 50%, that you're still clearly in the green, risk-adjusted performance, outperforming the S&P or the global markets or all of this? If yes, awesome, well done. Like, you enjoyed your cards for years and now you even made profit. I'm not judging at that point, well done. But do I believe that a lot of people are gonna reliably do that? Absolutely fucking not. And that is really what we're talking about on this channel. I believe that there are cards that will perform at that ridiculously high standard that I set. And I believe that the large majority of cards will not. That's also why I consistently talk about the fact that you need to have an actual emergency fund. You need to have actual financial assets. And then you can have a little bit of play money. Some people use that for gold, other people use that for crypto, and you can use that for cards as a financial vehicle. But it would have to be a tiny sliver. And again, I'm no financial advisor. That is the key of what I built this channel on. So I will continuously make many people mad by calling certain cards shit. And I've accepted that. I'm fine with that. I'm just hoping that I make it so there's someone out there who would have spent really dumb money and they don't spend really dumb money. That'd be ideal. Hope you found this interesting. I hope this kind of shows my philosophy and why I say the things I say. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.